from bilateral sources, but there are several of them. So when you have several proposals, the best way to evaluate is to go to a competitive process. We have not. We will have to go to that. We haven't launched it as yet, but we'll have to do that.
That was Vice President Dr. Baharat Jagdeo. He could not say when this new competitive round of bidding will open, but assured reporters that continued delays in setting up the plant will not affect the government's promise of cheaper electricity in the short term.
It will not affect our ability in the short run to supply additional power. So the Amaila Falls would have brought in about 160 megawatts of power. That is when APNU killed that, they were supposed to replace it with 160 megawatts from some other source. They did not. And so that is why we even have to revise our NDC, because they said 100% renewable by 2025 with zero project to accomplish it. So the Wales project will generate up to about 300 megawatts power. We believe that we be able, when we bring the demand that is met privately to the demand, GPL demand, and then the growth because of cheaper electricity. You know, when you have cheaper electricity, which will be by 50%, about somewhere around 11 cents per kilowatt hour, that would allow, that would increase demand. People put in more things, appliances, AC and stuff. So you'd have a rapid growth. At some point in time, we'd have to look for other projects that come on stream constantly.
It was previously reported that interest was registered by investors in Brazil, Korea, Canada, and the United States of America. With these bilateral proposals, the government is expected to purchase electricity for about US 7 cents. The government has promised, by implementing a mix of renewable energy, to cut electricity costs by 50%. This hydropower project is an integral part of the government's plan. The other integral components in the government's energy mix are the forthcoming Gas to Shore project and the countrywide solar power network. Altogether, these projects should meet the tripled electricity demand in about 4 years' time. The China Railway Group Limited, the company initially selected to construct the Amaila Falls in 2012, was once again granted approval to construct this massive renewable energy project in 2021. But that fell through when the company wanted to change the model.
It was just over 7 cents per kilowatt hour to buy power from them. And then subsequently, they had difficulty raising the financing. And so they wanted to change from selling power to an EPC where they would build for us. And we said, but that's not what you bid for. And we annulled the bid. So we have subsequently had offers around the same magnitude, about 7 cents per kilowatt hour.
Successive PPP governments have been pursuing the 165 megawatt Amaila Falls Hydropower Project. The project, a part of proposals to reduce electricity costs, had failed to get the support of the APNU opposition at a time when investors were ready to aid Guyana's efforts to pursue a more low-carbon future. Construction of the Amaila Falls project was expected to commence in 2022 with a 2025 completion date. With this delay, the Vice President is optimistic that the project could still be completed by 2030, enabling Guyana to meet its energy targets. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.